What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Julien Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, special education teacher, here to take the fear out of fitness. We are about to take off and class is in session. Well, guys, it is now September 17th, 2025. We are live. Everything is going on right now. Yo, let me tell you something. I am excited for the future because what's happening right now in the future of fitness, in the future of health, is in fact the next step in the evolution of man. What we're learning is we're learning more and more about what keeps us healthy, what keeps us going. And eventually we're going to find out and unlock the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. Our ability to regenerate, we're going to find out where that is. We're going to unlock it. Eventually we are going to literally be what we look at in terms of Marvel Comics, DC Comics. We're going to be superheroes, people. And I'm a firm believer that we are all going to have this ability because we are going to actually utilize all that is around us appropriately. We are going to utilize the entire earth properly. When we become that level of intelligence, that is what is going to happen. And I'm excited because, as you can see, the title in the thumbnail says, exercise helps breast cancer. Now, with that being the case, I unfortunately lost someone that I cared about to breast cancer. As you all know, I was previously married, and in that previous marriage, my mother-in-law was a wonderful human being. And in her being a wonderful human being, she lost her life to breast cancer. And I personally have a vendetta against cancer, against diabetes, because these diseases have taken people who are precious to me and are harming people who are precious to me now. And anytime I see anything that gives us a glimmer of hope, a key to unlocking our superpower to fight off various diseases, I immediately lock in. Okay? And this is the reason why I am a personal trainer, because I am fully well aware that obesity causes a litany of diseases. It creates the most prime conditions for disease. All right? That does not mean I don't like quote unquote fat people, because clearly I wouldn't have married a woman that was obese, and I wouldn't be married to a woman that is obese. Okay? So with that being said, it is not I do not have I'm not someone who dislikes fat people. What I dislike is fat on people, because what I know is what I know. And I know that being obese kills you. It kills. Not in the sense of, and yes, ironically, my previous mother-in-law was not obese in any sense of the word. As a matter of fact, she ran quite a bit. She did eat traditional Southern foods, which may have, and she drank a ton a ton of soda, which I believe may have contributed to her untimely demise. But what I will say is that she did try to lead the healthiest life that she knew how. And as a result, it has put me on this path to want to help people overcome these shortcomings so that way they can be the best versions of themselves humanly possible, i.e. my slogan, be the best you. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Good Lord. Refresh. Here we go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read some of this so that way we can get through this, and I'm excited because I'm not going to spend a lot of time tonight because I want to enjoy my evening tonight as much as humanly possible. So what this is a live stream like no other, because I'm going to read, I'm going to give you my take on things, and I'm going to land this plane and get up out of here. So, research keeps finding more benefits from exercising. In fact, there are so many benefits that many doctors think it should be a key part of any breast cancer prevention and treatment plan. Now, pain will be involved if you are exercising with breast cancer. I'm just going to say. Some doctors have begun referring to it as exercise as medicine. Duh. Research also shows that the benefits of exercise don't decrease as you get older, meaning you should make exercise a part of your daily routine no matter your age. Where have you heard that before? I don't know. Maybe me? Okay, keep going. We know that women who exercise have a lower risk of developing breast cancer than women who don't. Doctors don't fully understand how exercise lowers risk, but many doctors believe being active helps regulate insulin and estrogen, hormones that can cause breast cancer to grow. Maintaining a healthy weight and with regular exercise can also help regulate hormones, reduce inflammation, and keep the immune system healthy. Exercise can help lower your risk of breast cancer recurrence. So here we go. A number of studies have shown that women who exercise regularly have a lower risk of recurrence and are also less likely to die of breast cancer. Doctors don't fully understand this benefit either, but many think that as with breast cancer risk, it may have something to do with maintaining a healthy weight and keeping hormones like insulin and estrogen regulated. Now, before we go any further, I want you to understand what maintaining a healthy weight means. It is not your weight. It is your body fat percentage. Because estrogen is stored in body fat, and insulin becomes harder to get into the muscle structures as you gain more body fat, meaning it cannot access the energy properly, meaning your energy is going to spoil. Have you ever seen fat go rancid? I believe, personally, I'm going to caveat that with this is opinion. I believe fat becomes toxic if you maintain too much of it or if you do not regularly recycle them. So which means you need a cardiovascular routine, a cardiovascular exercise routine in order to burn through some of that old fuel. It's kind of like using old oil. If you don't use old oil, it will get rancid, right? Fat is solidified oil, right? Or solidified triglycerides, right? If your body starts to oxidize, now this is opinion rooted in fact. Now I want to make sure you understand what I'm telling you, because you might hear this in the future, and I'm going to point back and remind you, I spoke about this years ago. Okay? Oxidized fat or oxidized triglycerides becomes rancid. It becomes toxic. It is no longer safe or good to consume, right? So if that is true, why on God's green earth would you think it would be good to maintain oxidized fat on your body? Don't you think you go rancid? Right? Won't it mean that you're finding it difficult to utilize the energy in your body? Don't we recognize that BBL smell? And why does it smell, pray tell? Because you are injecting a living organism, which is fat cells. Cells are alive, right? A fat cell into a different part of your body and is not being supported with proper nutrients. It is not being accessed properly. So guess what happens? Your booty becomes rancid. It begins to smell bad. So what do you think is happening to the body if that is happening to the fat? That rancid fat that is in your system, or the oxidized triglycerides that is in your system, is now starting to corrupt the other organs and the other tissues in your body. Remember what I said. Please remember what I said. This is me tying together common sense knowledge, common sense information rooted in science. All right? Just me. Exercise can help you live longer. We're going to skip all that because that's nonsense. We already know that. Exercise can reduce treatment side effects. Now, this is something that is interesting that I might want to read to you. Research shows that exercise can help you have fewer treatment side effects and lower the intensity of the side effects you do have. Excuse me. Exercise benefits people of all ages who have been diagnosed with cancer. Studies have found that exercise can ease fatigue and depression, lessen anxiety, reduce the risk of lymphedema. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to explain that in a minute, why that is. Improve physical function, strengthen bones, improve sleep, ease bone and joint pain, prevent neuropathy. Now, reduce the risk of lymphedema, right? Lymphedema is the swelling of lymph nodes, right? Well, needless to say, what is lymph nodes and what is the lymphatic system? The lymphatic system is basically the sewer system of the human body. Now, yes, we know that the bladder and the anus is used to excrete, urine and feces, right? Which is also waste of the body. However, there's waste that sometimes is in the bloodstream that needs to get out. They're waste products. This is also why exercise helps with soreness, because that lactic acid buildup that is in your muscles needs to get out somehow. And the only way it can get out is through muscular contractions, which is how the lymphatic system works. It does not work the same as the circulatory system. It has its own means of transportation of byproducts of metabolism. So because of that, what happens is every time you contract your muscles, there's byproducts of metabolic waste that needs to get out. Every time you contract your muscles, it squeezes the lymphatic system and then releases the lymphatic system, causing it to have a straw-like effect. Have you ever squeezed a sponge and then stick your hand in water and then released it? What happens? It sucks up fluid, right? Well, same thing happens in the lymphatic system. Your muscle is the sponge. You squeeze the muscle, then you release the muscle, and all of a sudden, the drainage comes out. Then it runs all throughout the lymphatic system, everywhere you move, so which means you need to move every part of your body. And then it ends up inside of your spleen, which is the largest lymph node in your body. How many of you knew that your spleen was your largest lymph node? Well, it is. So with that being said, now it is collected in this large lymph node, and now it needs to be excreted. This is where the spleen will then remove it in various ways, whether it be through your lungs, through your kidneys, through your fecal matter, or whatever, right? This is where it'll start to recycle the material and utilize it as best as it can and get rid of what it can't use, right? With that being said, exercise is a series of muscular contractions in a repeated fashion, in a series of patterns that will allow you to drain the lymphatic system. So that lymphedema that we're talking about is the swelling of your lymph nodes, which is painful in and of itself. Prevent neuropathy. So if you are working out regularly, the neurons in your brain and the neurons that are in your spine and in your nerve endings won't disintegrate because you're exercising. You have that mind-body connection. Strengthen bones clearly, because every time, even though your body might be depleting as a result of the medication you're on, the chemotherapy, whatever, what happens is that also with extra weight being used, your bones have no choice but to start to strengthen as a result. Every time a tendon pulls on your bones, the bone itself sends signals back saying we need reinforcement. So with that being said, what then happens is you then find yourself getting more osteocytes, which is the cells that creates bone. Osteocytes become more common around that area, and that area becomes stronger as a direct result. So we're going to skip the exercises that reduce anxiety. Exercise can help you be stronger because your muscles are getting stronger. Exercise keep your bones healthy. Obviously, we fight osteoporosis like I explained earlier. Why and how? And exercise can help improve your mobility. Scar tissue that forms after breast cancer surgery, reconstruction, or radiation can make your arm and shoulder muscles feel tight. If you don't use your arm and shoulder muscles as much as after the treatment, the muscles in those areas can also lose flexibility. Over time, careful stretching exercises can improve range of motion and in the arm and the shoulder. So we're going to skip some of this because it's not quite necessary. Side effects that can limit exercise. If you're experiencing low red blood cell count, meaning that you have leukemia of some sort, anemia or lack of muscle coordination, ataxia, don't exercise. It is also a good idea to skip aerobic exercise if your platelet count or white blood cell count is low. A platelet is a disc-shaped piece of cell that helps the body form clots to stop bleeding. If you have any shortness of breath, pain, or tightness in your chest, stop exercising immediately. Tell your doctor so you can work together to develop an exercise plan that's right for you. Amazing. I'm going to get back here. Finding a certified trainer. If you're planning to exercise during or after breast cancer treatment, especially strength training, you may want to work out with a certified trainer with experience working with people diagnosed with breast cancer. I am not yet. Keyword is yet. A physical therapist trained in lymphedema diagnosis and management. Qualified trainer can help you start slowly, explain which precautions you need to take, and push you enough but not too much. Key point there. This is why certified trainers need to be in there instead of some yahoo with muscles around their neck telling you what to do and how to do it. It is important to make sure that your trainer is certified by a national organization, yours truly. There are a few well-known, respected organizations, including the American College of Sports Medicine, working on it, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, certified out the wazoo, and the American Council on Exercise. Any trainer who's certified in cancer exercise training by the American College of Sports Medicine has done additional work with people who have been diagnosed with cancer. The American College of Sports Medicine Cancer and Exercise Training Program prepares trainers to understand how cancer therapy, especially surgery and chemotherapy, can increase the risk of injury and other complications such as lymphedema. The organization also offers an exercise program directory you can use to search for a certified cancer exercise trainer and exercise and rehabilitation programs specifically for cancer. Cancer survivors, via its Moving Through Cancer program for best results, put in only your 2-letter state abbreviation. Although a college degree isn't necessary to be a good trainer, it is helpful to have a degree in a field related to exercise physiology. So, here's some questions you may want to ask a potential trainer. And this I read gladly because I don't want you to go and deal with incompetent people. Even if you don't train with me, I don't care. I want you to train with people who are competent, knowledgeable, and skilled in the endeavors of fitness. Have you worked with people diagnosed with breast cancer before? Answer, no. Are you certified? I am certified. If so, which organization is your certification from? The National Academy of Sports Medicine. I'm certified 7 times through them. And if there's any more certifications that I can get, I will get them gladly. Are you certified in cancer exercise training? No, not yet. May I have the names of 3 of your current clients as references? Sure thing. I'll be glad to give them to you. Ways to stick to an exercise routine, make it fun, switch things up so you don't get bored, try exercising in short bursts, make exercise social, bring friends, make exercise a priority, exercise first thing in the morning. I agree, typically, but I am an evening exerciser because I don't have time in the morning and I need all the energy I can get when I wake up. If you can't fix exercise first thing in the morning, workout on your way home from work is the next best thing. Make sure you don't go home first because you won't leave. Once you change and sit down, it's difficult to motivate yourself to go back out again. A bonus of after work exercise, you melt away the day's stress and irritations. Exercise even when you feel too tired. Now, I want you to be careful with this. And I'm not reading from this right now. I want you to be careful with this because even if you are too tired, yes, exercise will benefit you. However, that drive home might not be so fun. Also, your coordination will lapse. Your focus will lapse if you're too tired. So when you are in that frame of mind or in that frame of state, make sure the exercises you're doing are relatively light. Only work out with extreme intensity on days where you are fully energized, even if it's artificial energy, such as caffeine based. Make sure you do not exercise on full tilt when you are too tired. Now I'm gonna read. Exercise makes your brain release endorphins, which elevate your mood and make your whole body feel better, a little too better. You also breathe more deeply when you exercise, which makes you feel calm and relaxed, which means you might get too tired on your way home. Be careful. Keep your exercise journal, reward yourself, be flexible. Okay. Now, this is where I'm going to minimize things. Also, your nutrition needs to be on point. On point. This is where utilizing your vegetables, your fruits, not necessarily avoiding meat, but minimizing how much meat you consume on a day-to-day basis will go a long, long way when you are recovering from cancer, when you are fighting it, when you are surviving it. These things are hugely important. I want you guys to understand that nutrition is 80% of the battle. Okay? Right now, I am fighting that battle myself. I'm excited because my nutrition is improving. I'm making better choices of what I eat when I'm out and about. Now that school has started. And I'm also going to, I'm going to continue my boxing. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. And I'm excited to improve as I go. Okay? But no matter what we're doing in life, no matter what we're doing, we're going to go through some things. So I'm going to land this plane. This is where I'm going to land the plane at. We are all going to go through something. We are all going to have situations happen that is going to put us at a disadvantage. And in that disadvantage is where you will find yourself. This is where resiliency is built. This is where strength is built. This is where character is built. This is where creativity resides. And if you do not fight through the adversities that you are facing at the moment, you will fall by the wayside. Okay? You will fall by the wayside, and I do not want to see any of you out there, any of my 208 subscribers out there go through that. Speaking of 208 subscribers, I would like more. So if you can, do me a huge favor and click the subscribe button if you have not already, and share this information with everybody you know, so that way that they also get the information that I put out. Also, in closing, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on TikTok. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.